This is my fake face.
This is my real face.
What's your face? Oh, this is her sleepy face. Is it sleepy?
Yeah.
It's your sleepy face. Say hi to everyone.
Hi.
Hi to everyone.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us tonight on this beautiful evening. We thought we would come out out front on the porch and enjoy this night together. And if you can hear my neighbor's car, it's pretty cool. What is it, a Plymouth? It's old.
Plymouth. Can't remember what year.
He loves it.
1973,
Yeah, I think it's a 73.
Yeah.
So, tonight we are talking about Circle of Friends. But Lonnie, why don't you tell them what you got to do today?
Hi.
What did you get to drive?
I got the golf cart.
She got to, go ahead.
You got to drive a golf cart?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
She got to drive a golf cart.
How did you like it? Was it fun?
Yeah.
All right.
It was really cool seeing her do that because she loves cars so much. So giving her an opportunity to drive was fun because she did really good steering. We had to tell her a little bit to turn, but you did all on your own, huh?
Yeah.
You're a good driver, right?
Good girl.
Huh?
Hey.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's our fun tidbit
Tidbit.
while we warm up waiting for people, but we got a lot of people now, so why don't we go ahead and jump in.
I'm ready for you. Go ahead.
So this is a very important message and a little bit of a disclaimer initially right off the bat,
We are not talking about any of you.
so don't get paranoid.
None of you, none of my friends, none of her friends, nobody we know. This is just a topic that we decided to do together. Actually, she's going to do most of the talking, but it's an extremely important topic for everybody to know or be familiar with. And you already do, just kind of a reminder.
It's super important. So I've been wanting to do this topic for a few weeks now, and so we finally went ahead and decided to do it. So, like he said, I don't want to make anybody paranoid. We are not talking about you. But we're going to be able to give some examples, and we really tried not to take them from our own lives. Because, again, I don't want people to think that we're talking about them
We're not.
or whatever. So,
Hands down.
so, did I hit you with my
Nope.
hair?
Nope. Go ahead.
I'll have to try harder next time.
Right.
So, let's see. Where do we want to start? Because this topic is so intense. There's Silas. Please don't bark. We have been talking a lot about, like, well, recently we did, like, dreaming and being, you know, having vision, being thankful. Oh my gosh. All of this stuff ties in hard to the company you are keeping. It's the company you keep is a direct reflection, am I saying this right, of like your attitude
Yeah.
in life. You want to go back in?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I got it.
I knew she wouldn't last very long, so thanks for coming out, baby. She doesn't like sounds, so we still have some birds and dogs going out here. So anyway, it was important to us to talk about this because of the topics that we have had here as of late. And it's come up a lot, and what I'm finding is the older I get, the more I really want to connect with people, like good people. I don't know how else to even say it. I love, love, love being around people of integrity. I love being around people who speak life into each other. I love hanging around people that are thankful. And it doesn't mean they don't have problems. It just means that they're not, like, you know, complaining or like flipping out or, you know, about problems that we all have. And so the more I hang out with people that just speak life, the more it's becoming obvious to me the people that don't. Are you back now?
Are you talking about me?
No, not yet.
All right. Cool.
So, I was just telling them how it was obvious. It's becoming more obvious. The more I hang around people that speak life into each other, the more obvious it's becoming people that don't.
Right.
So I want to give an example, and this might be kind of silly, but because it's from a TV show, but it's reality TV. So it's from The Fastest Car. It's a Netflix special. If you guys haven't seen that, it's basically where 3 sleeper cars race a supercar. You don't need to know all the details of it. I'm not going to get into it. I'll spare you. Shut up. But I'm going to use this as an example of how things can get amped up in a really bad way depending on who is in your circle. So, long story short, to just sum it up, there's a racer on the line. They're doing a drag race, 4 cars. Yes, speak life, not suck the life. Exactly, Liz. Exactly.
3 racers.
And yeah, so 3 with sleeper cars, 1 with a supercar. One of the guys with a sleeper car did an extra burnout. You only get one burnout to heat your tires up. And so another guy with a sleeper car ended up stalling. And initially, like, his engine just kind of busted right before the light turned green. And initially he was like upset with his truck and, you know, their performance because they're building these trucks, right? And then you saw him kind of shift and start to amp up. And you could actually see him looking to place blame somewhere. And it was interesting. I get really into human psychology.
Oh, Wayne.
Hey, Wayne. And so it was just interesting to see him start to shift. And he's like, man, that's because I was sitting on the line so long because this guy did another illegal burnout. And so I'm sitting here burning up my engine waiting for this guy who did something he shouldn't have done. So he started to get upset. But then here's where it gets really interesting. His whole race crew ran out to him. And one by one, they started screaming, yelling, like cussing hardcore at each other about this guy that did a burnout. And you just watched every single one of them get more and more and more amped up, especially the driver. He went from being upset about his truck to looking for somebody to be mad at to like full blown calling this guy every name in the book, just flipping out saying, let's take this to the streets. I'm from Detroit. He was really proud of being from Detroit, wasn't he? So he got really like kind of violent. Actually, he was threatening violence and stuff like that. The point is, it's such a good example of amping up. Now, had his team come out and said, listen, you know, it's the truck, you know, shoot, it broke down, that would have went totally differently for him. But because they came out and met his anger, it just amped up through the roof.
Miss you back, Jeff. Thanks, buddy.
Oh, hey, Jeff. And so it just goes to show, like, that is a really, like, split second. Imagine, like, if you think about it this way. Okay, so he's upset, but then his whole race crew comes out and just they egg each other on. They end up just all just totally flipping out, flying off the handle. If our crew in life and our circle of friends can have that much of an impact on us within a matter of seconds, what does it do over time? Like, it actually changes who we are. If we're hanging out with those same people that's their go-to, is like anger and violence and flipping out over something, instead of taking ownership over the faults that they had, what does that do over a lifetime? Or what does that do over even just months or years of hanging out with certain people? So what do we do about that? Like, do you guys have somebody or a crew that you hang out with? Here's a great question. Let me ask this question. I could talk all night about this topic.
Well, yes. Hi, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
And it's a good point to talk about, and I think that we need to share, you know, again, nothing about anybody that we know or nobody specific is inspiring us to do this video. It's something we talk about.
We have life lessons like everybody else, but this isn't about anyone.
But, you know, you have your example. I might share one, you know, just for a different aspect. It's not...
I want you to, actually.
It's not about, you know, getting all amped up in a fighting stance and wanting to go kick somebody's butt because of a certain thing. It's about peer pressure.
Well, what I was going to ask, though, is do you guys ever, like, hang out with people?
I don't
And you
ever hang out with
don't...
people. I don't see it.
I was just trying to figure out how to word it. Do you guys ever hang out with people, or maybe even just someone, that...
Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Steph.
Hey, ladies. When you leave, you're like, did I enjoy that? Was that fun? Do I like that person? Like, I have mixed feelings. Versus when you hang out with somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, we had so much fun. Like, that was a blast. I cannot wait to hang out with them again. When am I open? When's my schedule open? There's a distinct difference there. And chances are the people that you enjoyed, it's because they speak life and they're a positive energy around you. Whereas when you leave and you're like, was that even fun? That was weird. Like, I don't even know how I feel about that. Like, those are the ones that we really need to look at the situation and say, is this a healthy relationship? What's happening here? Do I need to create some boundaries? Are we just on different pages? But I don't want you guys to minimize that, because I was listening to a training on those kinds of relationships, and they can be very damaging.
Toxic.
They can be toxic.
Toxic is the word that was used. Toxic meaning something that can hurt or kill you.
Yeah, they can be toxic. Do you guys know what I'm saying?
So let me put it in a different way. You know, she mentioned about the race and the people that were supporting him was all upset because something they seen wasn't fair. They did something and caused him to lose, and they wanted to push blame. And then when one person ramps it up, then all of them are excited and mad about the same thing. So
just flipped.
Just as they blow it up and they blow it up, you know, this ends up being something that's not necessary. So let me put it in a little bit different perspective. And again, this is absolutely, well, this one is somebody I know. But
well,
I've been out of school for 30 years, so they're probably not even going to remember this story.
Oh, high school story.
Yeah, it's a high school story. And actually, I got to be the positive influence on this one. It was kind of cool. But I went to a party, and I was under the age of 21, and I didn't drink until I was 18. But I didn't drink this night either. I was kind of like the designated driver and kind of taking my buddies around. They did drink, whatever. The whole story of the matter is this, or matter of the story is this. There was a gentleman there that wanted to pass out some marijuana. And, you know, there were people taking it and people were trying it. And some of the guys that I was hanging with were also going to move that direction. And they said, come on, let's go, Troy. I said, no, not doing it. They said, what? Everybody's doing it. Everybody's cool. It's, you know, it's a cool
Everybody's
thing to do,
doing
right?
it.
It's a peer pressure thing. You know, the gateway drug, if you will. And I said, no, I'm not going to go do it. So why not? Don't be a party pooper. I said, I'm not a party pooper, dude. I just choose not to make the decision that you guys are about to. I'll be there to drive you home, and you guys do what you feel to do. I'm just not going to do it. And, you know, they thought for a second. They razzed me for a second, but 3 of the 4 guys I was with didn't go. They went with me. And the 4th guy tried it, and later on told me that he regretted it and wished he would listen to me. Moral of the story. Am I better than those guys that tried it? Absolutely not. Holy crap, we've all made our mistakes. Me probably more than usual, but the whole point of the matter is this. No matter if you're trying to push the blame off on somebody else or make a positive decision, your rationalization of why you're making your decision or how you present it or how you, I don't know, influence somebody, whether it be positive or negatively, can be done however you want to do it. It's just, I guess
what?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying to say this. I'm going to see if I get my point back.
Did you guys follow that?
You, everybody that's watching or watches this video, can make a positive or negative influence on your circle of friends. Don't be the negative influence. Be the positive one. If you're being told that you're the negative influence, then listen to your criticism and take it constructively. I'll let you have it back.
Well, this raises a good question, though.
All right.
When do we say enough is enough? When do we establish toxicity? So basically what I'm asking is, how long do we let, I don't want to say abuse, but there can be manipulation type stuff happening in friendships, different toxic behaviors that can happen. When do we say, you know what, I got to get a new circle, This one is very unhealthy. And when do we say, I'm going to try to help this person, work with them, and be that light? Because we can't let it be at our own expense, right? Once it starts affecting us.
There's your answer.
Right, yeah.
I mean, when you think that you have to start analyzing the situation because of something you disagree with, or something that's not right to you, or something that is affecting you negatively, when you start that assessment, that's when you start needing to make change.
Yeah.
And it may not be. I mean, I just recently last year had one of these happen to me, and it turns out it was almost as much me as it was the other person, and I learned a lot and have grown a lot, and so has this other person.
So it's interesting.
Yes.
So we have to try. We have to go to them, especially if they're doing things like,
Yes.
I mean, if there's like moral issues and that kind of thing, like we should be talking to them at least, especially if we consider them a friend. We should be talking to them and you know, letting them know what we think. But at some point, if behavior continues, we have to protect ourselves. And also just knowing that if you have a group of friends that is not ambitious, let me tell you, that's contagious as well. You can go to different parts of the country and people live differently. And there's certain parts of the country that the standard is high, certain parts of the country that the standard is very low, and they all just kind of accept it, you know, and there's a lack of ambition. You need water? All right, come on. It's always something. So anyway, even if it's just like, you know, this is the group I'm hanging out with, we're not real close, but I can see that we are, you know, I'm growing up and they're not, or whatever. You know, there can be situations like that too, where it's not so serious. It's not like this relationship that is incredibly, you know, toxic and that kind of thing. So it can just be a shift in who you're aiming toward hanging out with. And like I said, Troy and I we've been pretty intentional here about just filling our lives with people that are uplifting, and we want to be uplifting to them as well. Because why? That multiplies the same way that bad behavior multiplies. Shouldn't we all just want to multiply, you know, positivity? Right?
Right.
Do you have those scriptures? Because they are super, super powerful. We wanted to look up scriptures because it's like when we talk about, you know, not that we've used this word, but shunning people. When we reach unshun. When we reach a point where we kind of cut people off from our life, you know, it's a fine line. It's like a balance. Is it the right thing to do? Is that what Jesus would do? Maybe not, you know, and so, but at the same time, the Bible warns us about, you know, people with bad intention. I'll just let the Bible say it. You want to read those?
I don't know if I've ever cut anybody completely out.
I have.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. One of the ones was the first one, right?
Exes. No, I'm just kidding. Well, actually, it's true, but
That's funny. I
that's a
guess
joke.
I have.
That's
guess
another.
I have.
See, that's another video.
I'm not talking about my children's mothers either. All right.
Well, you can't. No.
Anyway, Proverbs 12:26. The righteous choose their friends carefully, but the way of the wicked leads them astray.
Ooh, can we talk about that?
Are we going to talk about every one of them? Because we could be here for a while.
Maybe. The righteous choose their friends carefully. Think about that statement. But the way of the wicked leads them astray. Why? Because who you're hanging around influences your heart, especially over time. You become who you hang around. You become your 5 closest friends. Who are those people? Troy has always been a good inspiration practically my whole life and an awesome influence. That was nice, Wayne.
I'll pay you later, buddy.
Right.
I'll pay you later, buddy. Appreciate that. That makes me feel good. I can't take the credit though, Wayne. And God's given me the opportunity to have the life experience and the heart that I have to help and and influence people. And I've also been helped and influenced people by other people. So you're very welcome. But I
Yeah.
can't take the credit for that. That goes to the big guy.
And I don't mean for us to come off like we got all this
Yeah.
stuff together.
Nope.
We're still learning this stuff, but
Yep.
like I said, because of recently shifting to paying close attention about who we're hanging out with, all of a sudden, it is just the people that aren't so great are really standing out as being not so great. And so it's a relevant conversation right now for us.
Here's another one. Proverbs 24:6. For through wise counsel you will wage your war, and victory lies in an abundance of advisors. Holy moly, have I had an abundance of advisors.
Really?
Absolutely. You're an advisor. I've had training people. Well, good, Haley. We're glad about that. We hopefully talk
cool.
to somebody. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But I think everybody that's watching, everybody that will watch, everybody that has watched has had some number of advisors, whether it be parents or older siblings or people they work with or friends, whatever. Maybe even to the point, Stephanie, you're crazy. That's not the
Would
case.
she say,
Your
geez, now I
timing-
know why you guys will never go to... Oh, Stephanie.
Your timing hasn't been the greatest yet, so quit that. But
That's horrible.
Some people will use...
Oh my gosh. I told you guys, this is not about anybody. Ugh.
Some people will use movie
Makes me feel bad.
stars, sports athletes, to guide and direct their, use as a positive influence, whatever. I mean, we all have an abundance of advisors. Let me find one more.
We
on here.
do? I mean,
Yes.
that's valuable.
Let me find one more.
Especially, we're supposed to have a mentor and we're also supposed to mentor somebody else.
Yes,
Did you
I
guys
just-
know that?
I just
That's
told somebody
biblical.
that recently.
That's hard. That's not, I shouldn't say it's hard, but it's not always easy to find a mentor. I would consider that a huge blessing. Huge. Okay, thank you, Stephanie. She said she was kidding. Because I felt bad. Got another one?
I think so. I'm just trying to find the one I wanted to share.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting, because that's like the race.
Oh, well, the race is always an issue, and has been an issue for years, especially in our line of work. But Proverbs 16:29, a violent person entices their neighbor and leads them down a path that is not good.
Does that not sound exactly like the racing drag race scenario I just gave? Bunch of violent people came out and influenced this guy to just fly off the handle when he was fine before they came out.
And another one that kind of directly correlates with that is 1 Corinthians 15:33. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character.
Oh, bad company corrupts good character.
Um,
That is powerful.
Let me kind of put a disclaimer in there too, just so all of you know. I've been that bad company in the past. So,
Yeah.
I mean, all of us are at some point in time. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's true.
What makes you grow as a person is when you fall off the horse, how quick you get back on it and straighten things out. So, you want to share any more? Or is that good for now?
No, I think that's good for now. I mean, I don't know. There's actually quite a few. Most of them are in Proverbs. That probably wouldn't surprise anybody familiar with the Bible.
Yeah.
Proverbs is a wonderful thing to be reading.
And all we did was get on Google and search, what the Bible says about your circle of friends, and these 21 verses pop up. So, what else did you have notes on? Something else you want to share?
I honestly, I think I could go on about this. I don't have anything else in my notes.
Let me just share one here, just for fun, and I am talking about specific people here, and I'm proud to be talking about them. And I'm not going to say their names because it's not important, but at my specific place that I work, there have been 4 people that approached me that wanted to do some kind of Bible study. Some kind of Bible study means, to get together as a group, to shoot some hoops, to play some disc golf, to go out and play 9 holes, to...
Where does the studying the Bible take place?
Stand by. Let me finish. Holy moly. Let me finish my story. Anyway, when you get together and you have plans like that and you start out your plans by sharing a scripture, or maybe giving these 4 or 5 guys your scripture and then having them give their point of view or their idea of what it means. How cool is that? When you do something positive like that, I'm sure, because we haven't started it yet, but when you do something positive like that, that grows. That's contagious. People want to be a part of that because it's a group. It's a good group. It's a positive group. So I encourage you, and I hope that we can start this very soon with the group I'm talking about. That's contagious. That's good stuff. And not only grows me, grows them, and grows people around us. You know.
So here's 2 questions.
All right.
First of all, what viruses are you spreading? Positivity or negativity?
Barb.
Just read Proverbs. I have a lot of work. Oh,
we got
yes.
all got a lot of work to do.
Yes, Barb.
So what virus are we
I love
spreading?
reading Proverbs. I truly do. What viruses are we spreading out? Because we just talked about it being contagious. So what are we spreading to people? Positivity or negativity? You know, and we're not all perfect. People who spread positivity every single day isn't rainbows and butterflies, right? But we want it to be, for the most part, we want to wake up with thankful hearts. Every single day, renewed with a thankful heart. Every great once in a while, it's Earth, we're going to have a bad day. But the point is, what are you spreading? The other question I had to the second part of that is, what are you receiving? What are you allowing people to pour into your life?
You have a group through YouTube, Haley? It says have group through YouTube. Yeah, we just started a YouTube video. As a matter of fact, if you guys want to, everybody that's watching, jump on
Good call,
YouTube
yeah.
and search the Brooke and Troy Show and subscribe to that, like that. We're going to do that as well.
Yeah.
Are we doing that now?
No, it's
Okay.
no, but this will be uploaded on there. So if you missed some and you want easy access to it or miss any videos, all of these will be transferred over to it, but we'll have additional content over there as well. And most of it will probably be absolutely ridiculous for entertainment purposes.
Yes, Jeff.
I love the saying, Christians aren't perfect, just forgiven. Yes.
Remember the T-shirts that Pastor Joe made us wear in there? No perfect people accepted, or no perfect people welcome.
Allowed.
No
No perfect people allowed. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, we're not perfect, and God is after progress, not perfection. That's really important to remember as well. Progress is all that matters.
Yep.
But yeah, let us know, guys. How are you feeling about this topic? Let us know if this opened your eyes to anything.
Yes.
I love hearing from you guys. Love, love, love. Thank you to all of you that always reach out to us. And
I have one more thing I want to
Yeah.
share because of the funny suit that I wear.
some people don't know what that means, Pan.
Okay, let me help you out. Because of the funny suit that I wear, all right, it's important to me to make sure that you guys know that distracted driving is killing people. Okay? Distracted driving is killing people. Pay attention to what you're doing. Put your phones down. Put your sandwiches down. Put your makeup down. Put your freaking newspapers down. If you have to address somebody in the car, pull over and doing it. People are getting killed. It's not rocket science. Am I guilty of it? Sometimes, yes, and I'm sorry for that. But it's one of those things where I'm trying to be honest and transparent. Stop it.
I stopped it. And this is somebody who's got a good amount of driving training. I'm going to go back a couple comments here, guys. I missed a couple. Jeff remembers those T-shirts, and he loves them.
Yep, still has his.
He still has his. That's awesome, Jeff. Protecting our hearts while reaching out to others and setting boundaries. Yes, Barb. I'm so glad you brought that up. Setting boundaries, not to fall back on, what we were talking about. But that is an excellent point, setting boundaries, because we can help other people, but we have to also be a little guarded in how influential they are in our lives, how much we let them into our lives. Because that is contagious, right? That negativity is contagious. Oh my gosh, I used to work with someone, just one more quick example. I used to work with someone that literally lost the ability to properly communicate with people. And the only way he knew how to communicate with people and to just converse, like, hey, what's up? The only way he knew how to do it after so long was a complaint. That's how he would start conversation. It was really, really, really sad. and it was draining. And so you would walk into work, you'd see him, he'd be like, hey, what's up? Oh, nothing. Man, did you hear about that new policy? These guys, they're so messed up. And it's like, oh my gosh. It was like constant complaints, right? Well, I don't know. Oh, yeah, you know him. This was...
I don't care who it is.
This was a long time ago.
It's been before 2012, right?
Oh, yes. Yes. This, yeah. 06-ish? But anyway, I'm not even sure this guy's status at this point. I hope that he's much better. We moved. But the point is, how negative he was. And it was like, you could so easily, and he didn't mean to be, he didn't realize he was being that way. He lost the ability to just have conversations with people, and that was his go-to. Like, that's how he initiated conversation, was through complaints. And that's contagious. I don't know why it keeps going out of focus. We're not even really moving.
I'm moving.
Oh. I don't do anything that gets me. I don't know. Facebook,
Anyway.
give me a break.
Anyway, let's get out of here so these guys can go do what they're doing.
Yeah,
Kinda long
so,
today.
yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching the Brooke and Troy show. Next week, we're going to try to do something a little more entertaining.
I think we said that last week.
This-
But I really
this is
wanted to do
entertaining.
this comment, or what?
This is entertaining.
Content is what I was going to say. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Alright.
good. We'll come up with something a little bit more entertaining next time. Yes.
Yes. And
Yes.
if you would like to see something specific, please let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. All good points. So
Yep.
go spread positivity, check yourself, check your circle, and that's it. Why does your husband always look mad? Oh, Brent. Does he really? Do you think he looks mad all the time? Maybe he's thinking.
Maybe I am mad.
Do you have angry eyebrows, Pun?
I have unibrow. Owens,
No, you don't.
I'm not always mad.
Jeez.
It's the Sexton look. It's a good look for you tough guys, or for you thought guys. Thank
It's
you.
the Sexton look,
That was
Haley said.
good food for thought, guys. You're welcome, Jeff.
That's hilarious.
Funny. I'm not mad, I promise.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Jeff.
Guys, be safe. God bless. Spread positivity. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do this.
All right, then.
Peace. Until next week. Hey, all of our neighbors drive by and think we're crazy.
Brent says I'm either mad or annoyed.
Oh wow.
We need to get together, Brent.
What do I always tell you?
I don't know.
Brent, I have told him that.
Okay, she's told me that. Maybe I'm just calloused and scarred.
You always look
Mad.
angry. How many times a day do I ask you what's wrong?
14.
Boom. That's why. You always look mad. Thank you for validating that, Brent. I really appreciate that.
Is your
Oh my
phone dying?
gosh, no, it just gets dark out. I don't know why it does that.
All right, let's get out. See you guys. Be
All right,
safe.
guys.
I'm fading away.
We're